brand new, brand new purple light, friends, brand new purple light, friends, facts, brand new purple light, friends, red and blue, purple light, friends, facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Indeed, yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gods and goddesses, Moors and Mobites. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to another episode of Saturn Day Night Live, featuring the one and only Red Pillar, your host for the evening. Yes, indeed, you are not rocking with the best. Yes. And we are here for the meeting of the Masters recap. Day one. Talk black to me. And we in the building. The family is here. You know what I'm talking about? We outside. We outside. You know what I mean? We gonna have a good build tonight. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Yes, indeed. Yes, and wait, before I even go forward, that song that you heard right there, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is the 44 Tops, Purple Like Prince. All right, and I have good news. Tomorrow we will be debuting some new tunes from the 44 Tops. All right, and we also have the pre-sale. We also have the pre-sale. We also have the pre-order for the EP that we are about to release from the 44 Tops. So, you know, for everybody that's been asking about this song, it's a whole project, and that project is on the way. I'm very happy to announce that. All right. So stay tuned. That's gonna about to really tap into this. But how's everybody doing on a Saturday evening? Yes, here we go. We got people that was in the building. Yes. Today was truly beautiful. You know what I'm talking about? We got obviously have people, whoever was outside with us today at the meeting of the Masters, and you're in the audience, right? Don't be get on your Twitter fingers tonight. You know, don't be shy. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't play the background. You know, type out, type away. You know what I mean? Don't let me stop you. You feel me? Speak on your experience. Talk about it, because there's always speculation, and there's always, uh the mythos. People, they take things and make mythology out of it. And then there's the actual event, you know what I'm saying? So if you are at events like this, it's important to speak about it, to type about it, to blog about it, you know, to make reaction videos, user generated content. It's very important, to catalog it, because it's about you. It's about you. You know what I mean? It's not about the people that are on the stage. It's not about the people that you came to see. It's really about you. Okay. It's about you, your experience, what you get out of it, what it does to your energy and to your frequency, how you react to it, what it does to your learning process. That's also, not to take anything away from other people's experiences and what that means to the world, but your experiences are important as well. So user generated content, y'all should blog more, y'all should make more review pages. You should rate things, you should give things, a perspective of where you are taste wise with a certain genre of music or artist for that matter. I think it's the audience's duty to introduce the world to some of these powerful artists that y'all know a lot about. You feel me? I think it's the duty of millions of people that are, because there's millions of us out there. Come on, just from today. Just from today. You feel me? We were in a venue where it might have been about, I would say, between 500 to 1,000 people. I'm not ahead. I wasn't counting, everybody, but it was a lot of people today, yo. It was a lot of people. You feel me? It was a lot of people. You know what I'm talking about? Nonstop. And if there's a lot of people, it's millions of us. So we know artists like Rock. We know artists like Lizzie Jeff. We know artists like Red and Blue Pillar. We know artists. There's a lot of artists that are out there that could be getting pushed into a larger in into the stratosphere, to be honest with you. I mean, into the stratosphere, way beyond the earnings that they're receiving right now on these archaic, draconian record contracts and deals that they got our people under. That's, man, you have no idea. But okay, so it was an amazing day. We got more people who were in the building. Is the 44 Tops vinyl? The vinyl is definitely on the way. The vinyl is definitely on the way. You feel me? The vinyl is definitely on the way. You feel me? Yeah. That album is crazy. It's time for the vibes. It's time for the vibes. So we bringing that. You know. Um is ATL the new Harlem? Good question. Very good question. You feel me? Very good question. Um, yes and no. You know, the reason why I would say no is because you can't duplicate Harlem, right? You can't just move Harlem somewhere and be like, that's the new Harlem. What Harlem brought to the game, you can't take it somewhere else and duplicate it. So Atlanta doesn't measure up to what Harlem meant, and what Harlem, the whole geographical aspect of what Harlem was. You can't really, you can't copy that anywhere. You're not to be like, yo, we want to see them do that Harlem shit in Atlanta. It's not. It's a horrible angle. You know what I mean? It's not a good vantage point, because the ley lines, the everything is different. This is the land of the red clay. We're on top of a mountain somewhere, you know what I mean? In an enchanted forest. You know what I'm talking about? the clay is the clay is red. There's gold all in the mountains all around us. You feel me? It's mineral rich. It's mad trails and whatnot. This shit is at a high, a elevated height, because I'm always catching myself always driving upward. You know what I'm talking about? You're always driving upward out here. This shit is if it when driving in Atlanta, it feels like you're on top of a lot of buried shit. That's what it feels like. It feels like there's mad artificial height, and there's like shit underneath which you're driving over, you know. But yeah, today was a monumental day. Today was day one of the meeting of the masters. That was Brother Rich Black Magic 363. This is an event that the brother put together. This is his brand. You feel me? This is something that he put together. And this is something that the community came out in full support. And people came down from all around the world. And we had dignitaries, illuminaries, you know, people who haven't seen each other in a very long time. A lot of New York, Black Dot, Brother Hank Rising Sun, Brother Malcolm, Black Dot's son was out here. Mama Dot was out here, is out here. Sharif, Anna Il Bay is out here. B Dell is out here. You feel me? There's so many people that's in the building, and the energy is fired. I said the Duke of Tears, he was in the building today. You feel me? Um, it's crazy. Who else was inside the building? Minister Jew was in the building. So people are converging from all places. You feel me? All places. And yes, it's been this reminds me of LIU. This reminds me of the National Black Theater. This reminds me of old New York mega conferences. So Brother Rich put together something that has never been seen before in our community. And when I speak on our community, I'm speaking about the conscious community, the correct conscious community, not the conscious community that is the incorrect perception of what it may be and what it's not. So salute to the good brother. Salute to everybody. KT the Arch Degree in the building. KT the Arch Degree. Blue Pill in the building. It was a wonderful event, y'all. Wonderful event. Wonderful event. And I promise you, like, we'll speak more on. Q Reeves was in the building. You feel me? Q Reeves was in the building. I'm gonna be naming people all night. Professor Griff was in the building. You feel me? Everybody was is in the building and was in the building, right? Okay. Was there a tribute to Brother Panic? There was not a tribute to any of the ancestors that I know of. As far as I know of, I did not see or hear a tribute. Doesn't mean that there wasn't one. Tomorrow is the day that the kings, the patriarch, the father energy. Today was the mother energy. Tomorrow, the father energy. And I would definitely ask that question about paying the homage and whatnot, because there's a lot of gods that that we need to call out, a lot of ancestors that we want to call out before we get busy tomorrow. So what I realized being in the room today, right? Being amongst people who have shared, frequencies, where the frequencies were in alignment with the frequencies that I'm used to, being around, right? So seeing so many people come up to me and say, "Yo, Red, you know where the after party is at? You know where the after party is at? Yo, Red, you know where the after party is at? Yo, Red, can you tell me where the after party? Yo, is there an after party?" Like so many people wanted to shake a leg, and I get it, right? I do understand. It's a great feeling. You're in Atlanta. Atlanta is the place where you go, you go shake a leg, you go kick it and whatnot. But in the idea of what a conference represents, you celebrate at the end of the conference because you have something to celebrate about. You feel me? You got to finish your food first. You know what I'm talking about? Then you start celebrating, you know. And what I also noticed today, another epiphany that I had was we don't need anybody but us. I'm trying to explain to you, like, we don't need anybody else but us. 1,000 of us have gathered today in the name of consciousness, and we are all here to testify equally. And, imagine we're a voting block, right? We all are saying that we want to live and we want to prosper, we want to thrive in an environment like this. What's the next step? Like, what do we have to do? If it's 1,000 of us, whatever we have to do, we'll be able to do it quickly, easily, way easier than if it was two of us. If it's 10,000 of us, then that's just easier. If it's 100,000 of us, then that's super easy. There's a game out there called math. You know what I mean? Let's all learn it together. It's a game of math. Let's, simple mathematics. Simple mathematics. So it's really about what people want. You know what I mean? It's really about what people want. You feel me? And that would determine that. I think that determines everything. I don't think we the people understand the power that we the people actually possess. You know what I'm saying? Because if we the people was really about that shit, then we the teachers will go from being teachers to something a lot more, benefactor. Because you could go from a teacher to a builder, but you only remain teacher when people want to remain student. you know but the possibility of groups of us coexisting in any type of physical, it don't matter where the environment is. The environment really has nothing to do with the frequency and with the energy that our people possess as a collective. Like I've said before, I've been to many festivals over the span of more than a decade. I've been to many lectures over the span of more than a decade. I've been to many outdoor events in the span of more than a decade. And I could testify that the frequency, right? The energy that you get at those events is something that is unmatched. You can find it nowhere else. Okay. And ever since I've been attending these events throughout those times that I told you, it's always been non-violent, non-threatening, non-lower energy. You know what I'm talking about? None of that shit. Not to say that nothing tried to ever pop up or whatever, but it got immediately checked. You know, the environment was too alkaline. So, no, we saw a lot of magic take place. We saw a lot of manifestation take place. We saw a lot of beauty and other things blossom. So, whenever our people get together, whether it's in festival mode, whether it's in a mode where we are, doing some type of sports, whether it's in the form of entertainment or whether we get together to learn, because that's something that our people love to do. That's what they were doing today. They were learning. Okay. You had Queen of Four, you had Dr. Jewel Pookrum, and you had Sister Myra. Okay. And they were delivering some heavy, heavy, heavy duty information. I suggest y'all get the live stream. I think Brother Rich did a live stream. You know what I mean? And you'll be able to hear verbatim everything that they said, because I promise you, we would be here for about 8 hours if I were to read all of the notes of the things that I wrote down that they were breaking down. You know, I want you to hear it for yourself. I want you to don't live through it through me. You feel me? Experience it through you. It's different. But I'm here to let you know that's something that you need to hear, and that's some information that you definitely need to get in touch with Black Magic 363 on YouTube. That's where you'll be able to get the replay. You know. So I see the solution. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep my mind focused on what I know. Forget about what I don't know. What I you know what I mean? Not to say that that's something that I don't need to focus on, but we'll get to that. But what I do know is that the power is in the people. And when I say the people, that could mean anybody, but the power is definitely in the people. And once again, the gathering of the people is a sacred ceremony. Not to be confused with, don't ever let anybody try to ridicule or try to slander or try to talk down when our people have been coming together. And this has been, I promise you, this has been going on for decades upon decades upon decades. These are days of LIU. These are days of the festivals. These are days of all kind of stuff. And the meeting of the masters, that will be in that whole, that whole portfolio, or that whole carousel of events that the culture will become synonymous with and familiar with, you know, if the brother decides to turn that thing into a brand or a friend, a thing like that. But yeah, more of that. More of that. You feel me? More of that. I was meeting families today, mother and father. I was meeting 3 generations and stuff like that. A lot of elders, a lot of elders. That's why this music is so on time. The red and blue purple, like Prince, that's their soundtrack. Like, they love that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, us being in the bridge, like especially me and Blue with our age demographics, we're like a bridge in between the younger generation and our elders and whatnot. Brother Rich as well, you know. So we gotta feed we want to feed the elders, and we want to feed the younger generation and whatnot simultaneously. So that's a formula that we're working on, because they got it. They got swag. They want it. You know what I'm saying? They want to bop too. You know, everybody deserves and everybody has the right to be happy. Everybody has the quote unquote right to exercise their will, and to find joy and to find some type of escape and release. Yeah, you know that's natural. You know, but on the same note, they also have to maintain the same type of commitment when it comes to suffering, when it comes to, getting over some stuff, you know, and pushing through, you know. But yeah, I was definitely, once again, it was a beautiful matter of fact. I don't want to talk. Let's go to the YouTube. I mean, let's go to my Instagram page. I want to share the video, or no, not the video, the carousel of pictures that we have on the page, so we could check it out. And also, man, the biggest hit was the shirts that we got. I'm gonna show you in a minute. I'm gonna show you in a minute. We was going crazy today. Here we go. So yeah, Griff was in the building. Like I said, the legends was outside and whatnot. This was the hit right here. This was the hit of the show. You know, I might have sold out twice on these. You feel me? But I got my heat press there, so I got to keep the production going. But these were going fast. The Dr. Africa, the Dr. Sabi, the Bobby Hemmett, and the They Not Like Us. They was on that. They was loving that. You feel me? So thank you everybody that came through and grabbed those up and put those in your collection. You feel me? I know you're gonna make that thing. Yeah, I know y'all gonna swag it out. This is the line for ticket holders waiting to come inside the event. Okay, because the event was, it was behind the curtain thing. So this was the line of people waiting there, but they was chilling. Everybody was chilling, networking. But yeah, it was a dope event. It was a beautiful event, and the venue was fitting. It was fitting for an event like this. Yeah, they was loving that Dr. Sabi drip. King Simon, he did his thing as the host. He been on the roll lately. He picked up some awards at the Billy Carson, at the Forbidden Knowledge Awards. So he's been doing his thing. You see that shirt he got on too? That was the official shirt of the festival of the meeting of the masters. That's Black Dot and Urban X. They got the official t-shirt of the whole event. I'm talking about 20% of the people in there had that shirt on. They body in that. That's beautiful too. And mama, all of them is cooking. So yes, that's the setup right there. Yeah, the store was going crazy. We had a nice setup. Had the artwork on display, t-shirts on display. By the end of the day, that rack was completely butt naked. It was gone. Yes, had the album, the new hardcover. They love the hard copies. I was signing all of the hard copies. This right here this is the area where the seating was, and the stage is all the way up there. All of these seats going all the way back was filled up to the brim. You feel me? King Simon moving around. Yep. This was interesting. This was interesting. We saw that we would my sister Myra was talking about the Super Bowl. She mentioned Kansas City Chiefs, right? So right away, when me and Rich was building, a lady walked up and she was like, "Yo, I got the Super Bowl ring from the Kansas City. I was on the team, right?" I was like, "What you mean?" She was like, "Yeah, I got a Super Bowl ring from Kansas City." That's crazy that she was talking about Kansas City. I said, "Wait." She was like, "Yeah, I was on the team." I forgot what she was working as. You feel me? I forgot what her role was, but she damn sure got the ring right there. So that's just symbolic of what today was. That's just symbolic of the power and the energy and the wealth of who we are. Don't ever let nobody try to ridicule you. I don't care who they are. Always know that the people that you might try to convince, right, or hoodwink, you know what I'm talking about, or shame into being conscious, they're always going to push back and talk crazy to you and make it seem like you're the crazy one. There's an exercise that we should start implementing, and that's not pushing our consciousness on people who did not summon it. You know, let's start there. You feel me? Let's start there. You know, there's enough people who are on the frequency, who want to learn, who want to build, who want to, have debates with you. Sometimes putting it on, because that's where a lot of a lot of the naysaying, what I mean, a lot of the distraction, shit like that comes through all of that. So, you know, but yeah, man, today was good. Today was great. You know, I've been on my feet all day. I ain't gonna lie to you. You feel me? I've been on my feet all day. But it was worth it. It was worth it. You feel me? Like it was the most economically, it might have been the most transactional day of my quote unquote calendar year. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You know, things were going, it was clicking. Um our people are beautiful, you know what I'm saying? The people were happy, they were elated, they were in joy to see me in the flesh, to know that I was real. You feel me? And I was telling them that I'm elated and I'm happy to actually meet y'all for the first time, because remember, I talk into phones and cameras and microphones. I don't talk to people. I don't know who I'm conversating with. I don't know who I'm building with. I don't know who I'm kicking it with. I get no kickback. I get no kickback unless it's the coins dropping on Cash App. That's the only way I know that there's a salute. So I'm like, this is my first time meeting y'all. Y'all been meeting me for a few times. Y'all done hung out with me a few times. Today's the first time that I get to put a face to a name, and everybody's energy is on the up and up. For me personally, I can't speak for nobody else, but everybody's energy is welcoming. It's a beautiful reciprocation, because remember, that's the end. That's how you close the cycle. When you get to meet the person who you've been looking at on your phone and on your TV, that's the reciprocation. Until you get to meet that person, that loop is still open. Because I gotta meet who's watching me. I need to meet you to know. I gotta, we gotta get an energy exchange and give me a hug. I'm talking about, what's your name? What you doing? As people come up to you and they have a lot to offer, be like, damn, I could have used that 8 years ago, my G. I didn't know you fix bikes. You know. So what I'm learning is, ye are gods, ye are rich. You are who you looking for. You don't need anybody. You know what I'm talking about? You don't need any. So what are we waiting for? Now that we've got this figured out, like, what are we I'm gonna just wait till November. Guys, I'm a winter child. I'm gonna just wait till the November elections. Like, I'm gonna just hang out. No, what are you talking about? Like, really, I'm trying to simplify. I'm really trying to simplify it. It might not be that simple, but it should be more simple than what it is at this moment. That we're having a dry run in Atlanta right now. It's about 1,000 of us out here right now from one community. Nobody wants to go home. You feel me? Nobody really wants to go back to where they came from. A lot of people ask, yo, you know anything about real estate? You know what I mean? Like, people are at a place where they want to be around their tribe. They want to be around their tribe and want to trust those people first. And see, that's always going to be the wedge or the hedging aspect that will wedge people against one another. It's the trust factor. You know, it's the trust factor. But once you could get around that, then you can build something. And people spending their whole life trusting the government, trusting Uncle Sam, trusting Joe Biden, right? And trusting Donald Trump, among other people. It's no. Mm-mm. It's time to get into a whole nother type of trust, you know? But I'm not gonna get on YouTube and ramble about, things that don't need to be on YouTube. You feel me? I'm mindful of where I'm at. However, I do know that even through YouTube, we need to show our people that are out there who are ready. It's people are ready, bro. People are ready. People are ready to unplug and go and build something. People are ready. Like people are definitely ready to be like, you know what? I'm ready to just put 6 months of work into something that I could call my own, you know, and I could be around people that are like minded, that are not calling me crazy, that are not teasing me, that are not trying to make fun of me, that are not trying to sabotage me. You feel me? That are not trying to be the protagonist to my antagonist. All of these things take place when you around people whose frequency, whose energy, whose intention, whose will, whose values, and whose morals don't match yours. And it's like you got to fine tune your radio in order to be on their frequency. And that be sometimes steel sharpens steel. There's a push and a pull type of benefit that comes out of shit like that. But moving forward, nah, I think we would fare better as a collective, as a people, as a community, and a network if we implement a stronger trust-based system, and then we begin to collaborate and to coalesce our numbers, okay, and our labor force and our intellectual properties and our brands and our platforms, and start to build something first, maybe in the quote unquote digital space, and then begin to transfer it into the physical world, right? It's not difficult. It really isn't. It's just about people cooperating. It's really just about cooperation. You know, but I keep going to these events year after year, time after time, and I just walk away from them saying, "Yo, this shit feels good." It's a great feel good experience to be around the people. It feels great. It is the best feeling that you can ever ask for. It's something that you can't buy at a Walmart. It's not something that you can quote unquote just fall into any other day. You literally have to be patient and await for it, and be there when it happens. You feel me? It's a different type of sound bath or an energy bath or you know, just an upgrade. You know what I mean? Because remember, water rises to its highest level. So imagine people that are in a collective circumference in a building and whatnot, and they're on super high frequencies. And all of those high frequencies are tuning one another at the same time. Imagine the negative ionosphere that's in that building, the new Black Wall Street. I mean, because the new Black Wall Street as a business, they just had a loss of its of the founder, who is a billionaire, right? This man is a real billionaire, not a play, not people that are just calling themselves billionaires. This is a real billionaire. His name is Bill Allen, right? And he just made transition, right? He just made transition June 29th, okay? And he was the visionary behind the new Black Wall Street. And I was there today saying, damn, he would have this would have been his dream. This would have been his dream to even see that this community exists in the robust way that it does and whatnot. Because he wasn't really into the conscious community like that, far as I know. I don't know if he was or not, but far as I know, he wasn't into that. He's a businessman though, you know. Um, and they've been talking about, a lot of his properties are being, you know what I mean, because of a lot of things going on that happen when people make transition, right? So I feel that the energy that was put into that building today at this conference, right, collectively in the commerce and all of the good energy and all of the things, all of the things, the fact that it became people's consciousness were made aware of this new Black Wall Street um, place is going to breathe a new life into it because it's under threat and duress. A lot of people are not even, they will, you know what I mean? Ever since even before the founder made a transition, things were not really doing too great. So I wish, like, if just seeing it today, like the key to making that whole mall pop off is if it was really the new Black Wall Street. It would have to be all of these conscious businesses that we saw today. It would have to be something like that. You feel me? Like, they need to just hand the keys over to Brother Rich. You feel me? Me and Blue and a few other people, and just let us really turn that thing into the staple of consciousness. This another just one of the staples, because we need many of them. We're in Atlanta, for crying out loud. Like, nigga, they got the Trap Museum. No disrespect to the Trap Museum, but they have visit. People will land in the airport at Hartsfield, the busiest airport, and on the guide of where to goes in Atlanta, the Trap Museum is on the brochure. No disrespect. Once again, I'm not taking anything away because I'm in Atlanta, and one thing about of Atlanta, niggas be trapping. Right, so they need a museum, and they got it. So if they got the Trap Museum, right? So why can't they have a museum at the new Black Wall Street showing the Black Wall Street people? First of all, let's just talk about the real Black Wall Street before we talk about the new Black Wall Street. People who arrive in Atlanta would love to go somewhere to learn about Black Wall Street, because when they come to Atlanta, it evokes memories of Black Wall Street. Okay. Even though Black Wall Street was 100 times more independent, right? The reason why it was more prosperous is because of a few things. One, it was oil wealth involved in a lot of that prosperity. And two, there was more independence. They were owners of banks, they were owners of grocery stores and bakeries and all in hospitals. They were not borrowers or lenders. They were not vassals like that. You know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way, they were owning their stuff, so they were profiting way more than people who are profiting by being decorated employees. So you know what I'm talking about? So we need to hear me personally, I'm into virtual reality and shit like that. I know the children are into video games and things of that nature. So we need a virtual reality, animated CGI video game story of Black Wall Street. They need to put the VR headsets on and walk through Black Wall Street at the new Black Wall Street mall. That needs to be a whole room for them, for the children, that is. Because one thing that these areas out here have a lot of, and it's children. People are not building their businesses enough to cater to the child boom. There's a mad children out here, bro. I mean, for real, for real. Everybody got a damn child. You feel me? So they need laser rooms. You know, they need more bouncy houses. Like they need the big bouncy houses with this. Yeah, they have advanced bouncy houses, y'all. Shit you not. I was at an event. They had the advanced. That was at Brother Bob's Juneteenth celebration. They had advanced bouncy houses. The shit had like it had castles with the moat. You could pick the moat up and whatnot. It was crazy. So there's a lot of stuff that could be done that's not being done. When them people arrive in Atlanta, they should be going to the meeting of the Masters Museum, the Master Teachers Museum, right? This is Atlanta, for crying out loud. People are claiming that this is Wakanda. People are claiming that this is the jewel of black culture, the mecca of black culture. Where is the monuments? Where are the institutions, right? And where are the murals, at least paying homage to the quote unquote master teachers, which are they're unsung in those categories. They exist on in the minds of people and on YouTube. They don't exist on like TikTok too much. You know, they don't have they don't I don't see them using that language. It's a YouTubian thing, right? So they need to cloak and dagger their existence in more mediums or more art forms like murals, like animation, you know, things like that, apparel and design, you know. But living in Atlanta, anything is doable. This place is there's cheat codes to figure out a lot of ways to make things happen in this place. But this place is not what it appears. You know, you can't. Whew, it is also Black Hollywood. It is a land of illusions. You know, it is a lot of technology among on top of other things. But that's expected everywhere. You know, this is the Kali Yuga. Goddamn it. You know, everybody's running around looking for a goddamn a fairy fairy godmother outpost. You know, everybody's looking for somewhere where they can live their soft life, and that's understandable. You know, that is definitely understandable. But yeah, you know, what I know is that paradise that we're looking for, and that paradise that everybody be like, because people be like, "Yo, Red," even people that live in Atlanta, they be like, you know, the last destination on people's list is Atlanta. That's usually like the last destination. That's like the North Star. That's where everybody is converging and meeting up. But now that things have been shifting and whatnot over the past few years, a lot of people are saying, as you know, they're like, yo, somewhere else is it's not Atlanta no more, you know. And they're asking me, yo, where is it? Where's the new place? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll let you know when I do know. But I do know it's not here anymore like that. You know, it's not. But there's things that need to be done in Atlanta just by it being this mecca of our culture. There's just minimum things that should be done. Like there needs to be a statue of Professor Griff. There needs to be a statue of Bobby Hemmett You feel me? Near Steagles and whatnot, like near Clark. There needs to be a statue of C. Freeman L. You know, there should be some type of museum out here that give stories and let it be AI or let it be AI generated if need be. But they should be like, it don't have to be a store. It could be galleries and whatnot. It could be storefronts. It could be even studio apartments where they're giving the history of all of the master teachers and all of the frontline revolutionary scholars that walked through and came through Atlanta. I'll name a few, right? You had Khalid Muhammad, bro. That's the ATL. He was in Atlanta, right? You had Dr. Malachi York, right? He was in Atlanta, okay? You also have C. Freeman L. He's in Atlanta. You have Bobby Hemmett. He's also in Atlanta, right? And there's other people that I can name. So all of these people that came through the A, they all have stories. Everybody has a story, right? Mama Pill came through Atlanta, right? Dr. Sabi was in Atlanta for a period of time, you know? Brother Panic was in Atlanta in his years for many, many years until he made Ascension. Red and Blue, I've been coming out here since 97. It's movies. There's so much to talk about. The Atlanta that I came here to in 1997 is nothing at all whatsoever compared to the Atlanta of today. That's not a good or a bad thing. You know, it's not a good or bad thing, but it is a thing that the Atlanta of today is nothing like the Atlanta of 1997. None whatsoever. There's so much that I would do if I could go back in time, though. I'll tell you that much. Knowing what I know now, there's so much. You feel me? There's so much. There's so many things that I would do, knowing what I know. One of the main things would be real estate because it was open back then. It was wide open. It was wide open. I would have multiple blocks on blocks on. I'll be on some Rollo shit. Blocks on blocks on blocks on blocks on blocks on blocks on blocks. So we could literally put our own people in their own shelter, in their own units, in their own quote unquote domiciles, right? Once you put a roof over somebody's head and provide shelter, now you actually have the beginnings of of a power of a movement. You feel me? So I would focus heavily on the real estate going back in time. If I could go back to 97, nah, let me not even talk like that. But yeah, with a nice amount of a nice amount of bread, you know. Shoot, a very successful lecture only, and going back in them days, I could go crazy in this. I could go banoodles with the real estate. So, because that is something that once that gets figured out, once that solution is able to be implemented, where shelter is provided in exchange for labor, right? And then not only labor, but also security, because you have people that are exercising their Second Amendment. So you teach people how to secure the perimeters, but you also have able-bodied men and women who could provide labor, right? Because labor, and you give them shelter and then sustenance in the form of food. Yeah, that's something that people um moving forward, if they really want to maintain a creator economy, if they want to maintain an economy where they're not answering to people and they're cutting out the middlemen and they're being the quote unquote masters of their own universe, and they're sustaining themselves wealth wise and health wise. Yeah, yeah. Remember, you don't have to be anywhere physical, like in a city, in order to have a multi-million dollar operation taking place in cyberspace. You feel me? And then if you put it together the right way, it's automated. So while you're enjoying life and while you're also focusing on building for a community or a tribe or your family, like a compound and whatnot, your business is generating all type of revenue and whatnot in auto drive. Shit like that is happening right now. You know, shit like that is happening right now. Um, like case in point, today at the meeting of the masters, there are people in the audience. There are people who are just walking around who know how to do things like this with their. This is what their skill set is. This is their superpower. They do things like that. So they're in the building. And then also in the building are people who could do other things. And then also in the building are the people who can invest, right, in these endeavors and make these endeavors come to reality. And also in the audience are the people who are willing to say, you know what, we will move wherever y'all say this land is going to be, or wherever we're going to build something on. We will move. We will be the ones who will be the first tenants there. We will be the ones who are the first landowners. We will be the ones who are the first homeowners. This is something that's doable. It's right here. It's not difficult. It's nobody has to tell you yes or no. You're not going to get bombed. You're not going to have to worry about, all of that is false evidence. That's nothing to harbor. You can't even feed that type of fear. Can't feed that type of doubt. You can't feed that type of fear. you know you don't build like that. These people out here throwing up skyscrapers after skyscrapers, castle after castle, building after building, and nobody, not near one of them, is talking about getting bombed and whatnot. You don't hear them saying none of that. So we need to get off of that shit immediately. You know, you could build what you need to build and what you want to build, and you could build as much as you have to build in the USA without getting bombed and without getting your shit destroyed. Okay. A lot of the stuff that they don't do and a lot of the stuff that they ain't doing, that's not what we talking about moving forward. We went through the 888 portal, right? Moving forward, we not talking about what nobody does. You know what I mean? That's not how the shit goes. It goes the way that we will it. It goes the way that we want to create it. It goes the way, that nature intended to go. So it's yeah. I see us doing whatever we want to do as long as we stay true to self. You know what I mean? And stand on our square and don't cower and don't bend your knee. Don't be apologizing. Don't be apologetic. Don't be a snake. You know what I'm talking about? Don't be a coward. As long as you can stand in that type of truth, then you'll be able to get the W. Like you saw the sister with the ring, with the Super Bowl, the chip. That shit was so lit. They brought the chip to us, y'all. The meeting of the masters was so lit. They brought the chip to us. As you saw in the video, it wasn't orchestrated. We didn't know that lady. We didn't tell her, bring your ring. And we want to show off the chip. Nah, she was there. She just pulled up on us and showed us the chip. She went in her bag and got it. It wasn't even like she was wearing it. She went in her bag and got it, you know? And that's nothing personal to I'm saying for my messianic ones, fear of a black and more Messiah. In the lecture we broke down that the Messiahs are the people, those of us with the messianic forces. Supercell showed you that it's the people, right? There's people amongst you, even the boys. They showed you that there's superhero people they call the soups. There's people amongst us. You don't the X-Men showed you that there's X-Men amongst you. You don't know who everybody is, but there's people who have powers, who have quote unquote instincts that are more advanced than the average person, right? And today I had the opportunity to meet a lot of people who were advanced in many different categories of the human body that the average person is not advanced in. These were advanced beings, right? It just so happened that they're melanated. There's places and venues that you could go to where there are pale people who are considered to be elevated and they have certain frequencies. Knock yourself out. There's other places where there's it's many niches. But I know today I was in my niche. My nichington is my people, right? Our people, the cream of the crop, in my humble opinion. Not to shun nobody, but the cream of the crop, in my opinion. The people who are there for themselves. I'm just saying they on a mission, they on a journey. To find a solution, an answer. To life's questions. And we like these pills in the background on this thing right here. Everybody's just out here moving around, searching. Man, know thyself. Everybody's on the search. Everybody's on the prowl. Everybody's on the hunt. Everybody's on that. So we eventually cross paths. We eventually get to collectively uh, jumble ourselves up and come together. And then we find ourselves locked in. You know, but I'm gonna keep stressing it. I'm gonna keep stressing it. I'm gonna say it in many different ways. And we don't even have to chastise, nor do we have to scold one another. It's not even that serious. We're grown. I'm not gonna talk to my people like y'all some children and whatnot, because it ain't that serious. It hasn't gotten that bad. I would say that. It hasn't gotten that bad. So I could speak to y'all in love and say that I promise you, all we are looking for outside of our superstitious, you know, fantasy minded selves, because some of us are heavy into anime, video games, and comics and whatnot, and many of us think that somebody's literally gonna come out the sky on horses. Not to say that they won't, but for those of us who are locked in and we could see something in our mind's eye, something that's practical, just continue to say it, because it's definitely taking place. It's definitely taking place. This quantum quickening that we're in, the peeling of the layers and all of the things that are falling, you know, is becoming very apparent and very clear as to as to what's taking place. You know, the political theater is so asinine, it's so transparent, and it's so unbelievable that it's actually doing you a favor. Once you're past that entertainment, once you unplug from that, then you start asking questions about, well, what if I just wanted to, get my own land or be amongst my own tribe or unplug from this shit for real and truly just focus on the arts, creativity, elevation, healing, right? traveling within, health and wellness, you know. There should be places where you would have the opportunity to go to. Same way that we know that there's places all around this planet that serve particular purposes, whether, they're dealing with people's proclivities, right? Whether there's a particular type of food that's being served, there's all type of shit. We need to create some places where we know where we could specifically go to elevate ourselves, to be amongst elevated people who are living an elevated life, a lifestyle that are supported by an elevated principle where it's, more than likely on a blockchain and open ledger. So the trust will be restored by the fact that everything is on the front, right? Everything is front and center rather hidden and secretive, no usury and things of that nature. You know, these are the things that we should be implementing. The fact that these political parties don't care about us, we should be implementing our form of taxation, right? We should be implementing our own form of reparation. Okay. Some of our Moorish brothers, I even spoke to them today. Shout out to the good brother Sharif. And I was like, yo, I feel that the Moors, if we meet like this 3 more times, the Moors, at least by the third time, should have about 100 acres available for us to start building on. You know, y'all should at least have some type of paperwork where they gave back about 100 acres. And then we get on these stages and we tell these people, look, this is what it's gonna take. This is the plan and whatnot. We got AI, we got migrants, we got robots, because they rolling out robots. So in a minute, you're gonna have robots building towns for you. You know what I'm talking about? That's gonna be very shortly. Tesla automated, they that's coming. But we got migrants, we got even people that are homeless or jobless and whatnot. We got skilled workers. It's This is not difficult. This is not difficult. What I have instead of me, because I don't want to sound like I'm rambling. I don't want to sound like I'm shooting from the hip. And I don't want to sound like I'm just pulling shit from out of nowhere. I'm literally working on a whole workbook. This is around the time of Invest Fest at the end of this month. So the facts initiative, the updated version is being finished. And I don't want to be a big talker. I just want to show. So I want to show. But there's a lot of ways that things can change overnight, if not 24 hours, definitely by 72 hours. Give it 72 hours, it will change. We just have to get off of the exchange. We have to get off of these chains collectively. We just have to tap out for 1 day or two. Take a red pill and unplug from that shit. Maybe even turn everybody's phone off, like literally unplug from the matrix for at least 2 days. Come together, s- uh, uh, disrupt the Schumann resonance and whatnot. Vibe, heal together, energy together, eat together. Om Padme Om. Chant together, breathe together, and then do something. You never did that. You never did that. You don't know what'll come out of that. You never did that. And nobody ever stopped you from doing that. You know what I'm talking about? That nobody ran out of a budget. This could be funded. You know? This could be funded. You know what I'm talking about? We need to start doing things that we ain't do yet. Because we're living in that time as well. Like I said, post 888 Lionsgate, we do things new around here. We have to begin to stack our superpowers. We have to stack the methods. We have to stack the things that work for us. We have to stack the formulas and we have to use them because people are definitely using them. I'm here to let you know. I'm meeting families and all of the children are activated. Everybody's activated, bro. They're lit, you know? So people are using the information, they're living by it, they're teaching their new generation to it. They have them watching us on YouTube. I have to be very mindful of my language and even my quote unquote delivery on certain things. You know, we might have to have red pill after dark, right? Not to take because I gotta, ratchet bones need itching. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm not gonna about to get on some reading rainbow type of thing because the youth is listening. But I do have to be, you know, I don't want to be the sexy red of consciousness. Let's just say that. You know, I don't want to be the sexy red. I don't want to be the red fox of consciousness, you know, where there's a lot of profanity at my shows. Because it's really not. I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe we'll get some a profanity counter. Maybe I'll get the AI profanity counter because we need to count up the profanities. It used to be worse. Let's just say that. It used to be worse. You know, it used to be worse. Yeah. Those Bobby shirts, man. This is my theory, right? We gotta make, we don't got to, but we're gonna make the master teachers cool to the 4-year-olds. Check that out. We're gonna make it, because the adults know about these people. Well, I mean, more of us should know about them, but the adults mostly know about them. What about the kids? What about the children? Do they know about them? Do they know about Bobby Hemmett? Do they know about Delbert Blair? Do they know about Dr. Africa? Right? So that's the mission that I'm on right now. Dressing up the youth, the picnic them, I'm talking about dressing up the youth, the young adults, the teenagers, and the toddlers. They be having those pictures where the mothers dress the toddlers. The toddlers would be like 4 years old, but they dress them like they 14. You know how they dress them with the Sherlins, you know? So my theory is we start dressing the toddlers with the images and the motifs, right? And the motifs and the logos of the master teachers, you know. So I could show you better than I could just tell you. I could show you better than I could tell you. So I'm gonna continue to, roll out these creative endeavors of ours, you know. But yeah, this shirt right here, let me see. Yeah, these are if you scan that QR code right there, that will take you to the website so you could get your Bobby Hemmett, your Dr. Sabi, or your Dr. Africa shirt, right? These legends right here will appear on the 44 Top album that is coming out right here, the 44 Tops. We have this out. We are going on a world tour after we drop the 44 Tops album. All right. We got the Facts remix. We got Talk Black to Me. We got the Master Teachers. We got Peace, Love, and Light. And we got the Algorithm featuring Human. You know what I'm talking about? So we're not playing with this. So these brothers are going to, their voices, and they will appear on the 44 Tops projects. This is going to be a way that we're going to introduce the younger generation to the OGs, right? To the master teachers. We're not going to make it old school. We're going to make it updated. You feel me? We're going to make it updated. We're going to give it some drip. You know, we're gonna give it some swag. We're gonna make it cultural. You know, it's gonna be cultural. So, you know, everybody that's been supporting us and very eager for the music and for all of these things to drop. And I got a whole bunch of people that ordered shirts today on for off of the Instagram. So salute to all of y'all. They grabbed up. I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of people, more people bought a lot. That the Bobby Hemmett is the top seller. Let's just say that the Bobby Hemmett is the top seller. It's more people getting, yeah, they going crazy for the Bobby. They snatching that Bobby up. You know. But yeah, we'll have the panic shirts. We'll have some other people up there. We're not going to exclude anybody, but we're doing it three at a time. You know, if we don't have your favorite teacher up there, and this is not all about teachers that are ancestors, because our brother Bobby Hemmett is alive and breathing, right? He's alive and well. We do not want to have anybody thinking that the brother is not. He is alive, and you know, he's not an ancestor. Okay, he is a master teacher, and the shirts, the designs on these shirts are about the master teachers, right? You know, so there are living master teachers, and there are master teachers who are a part of the pantheon of the ancestors nonetheless. Okay, so we're going to immortalize our master teachers in many different ways. Okay, many different ways, not just in one way, in many different ways. Yes, the Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, the Annette Thomas, the Mama Pill. Yes, that is definitely going to be fire. The Mama Pill shirt is going to be crazy. So, yes, the KT, the arch degree, you feel me? That's going to go crazy and whatnot. Um, I'm thinking Sister Myra. I would love to see a Sister Myra. You know, it's a lot of master teachers that will be highlighting. I don't want to get it too much ahead of myself, you know. But yeah, you know, I could go. I could be here all night just talking about today. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The majority of my day was spent um, doing business, right, and taking pictures. I must have took 1,000 pictures, and nobody tagged me yet, and I'm cool on that because I'm hard to find on Instagram. And it was beautiful. Once again, like I say, I look forward to days like this because I speak into microphones and into cameras, and I promise you, I don't know who is watching me until they make themselves known, right? So it's always a joy to meet the people who I have met ahead of time and are familiar with me, you know. So that's always a highlight. That's always a highlight, you know. You feel me? That's always and the love that they give to the whole family. Mama Pill, KT, Blue, everybody. They ask about the children. You feel me? Everybody. Yeah, I told Professor Griff already. I said your shirt is coming. Black Dot, your shirt is coming. You know, we gonna get everybody right. You feel me? We gonna get everybody right. You know, the Azazel, Azariah shirt is coming. Brother Daoud shirt is coming. Like we're Dr. Phil Valentine shirt is coming. You feel me? We gonna get right. We gonna get right. This is the meeting of the masters, and the masters are meeting at all times because they could be found whether on streaming platforms, whether on YouTube, whether on DVD or wherever. The masters are always meeting one of us. You know, so that never stops, and it's only going to turn up, you know. And if we begin to see ourselves as that and move like that, I think that we would fare better. You know, I think that we would fare better. AA to come by, yeah, he gonna make his own shirt. Yeah, AA is gonna send me his design. Definitely a AA shirt. Like there's a there's a pantheon. There's a pantheon. So I do the apparel. I do fashion. That's my language. That's my love language. That's how I speak as an artist. I do music. I also do film. You know what I'm talking about. And we also do a form of design utilizing AI tools because we were able to, you know, um, master certain things in that realm. So it's gonna be real interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. Let me just say that. Am I taking orders? Yes, yes, I am definitely taking orders. Is a fish swimming? You know, is a fish? Is a bird flying? You know, you know. In a perfect world, we could just sit around and make clothes all day and come up with new designs and do all kind of stuff and employ people and just really open up a fulfillment center. That's really one of my visions to get to do what Printify and all of these other fulfillment centers are doing. Do it for us where we can employ 100 of our people or 100 people who we are feeding because they don't got to be our people. And that don't always have to be the determining factor on everything. you know Shit, our people could be outsourcing the work to other people. It's not a sin. Marcus Garvey on a Marquis shirt. Yeah. We're actually doing a workshop on t-shirt designing. We're actually doing a workshop on t-shirt designing. We're actually doing a workshop on t-shirt designing, and it's coming up for the month of August. We will have the workshop done for our t-shirt enterprise. My good brother Nashawn Lee is going to be a part of that, and I believe my brother Jefferson from athletics is going to be a part of that. Look out for that. That's coming up soon. We're going to teach you some of this sauce, some of this cloth, and show you how to take your ideas and your imagination, because that's really what it is. Your imagination can build a nation. Your imagination could bring a donation. You feel me? Your imagination will take you from what you perceived as poverty into the realms of untold wealth. That's all imagination is doing that for people. Think about it. Think about it. That's all imagination that's doing that for people. Okay. Last time I checked, ideas and shit like that don't come out the sky like bird droppings, or does it? Or does it? We got Kid Journey coming where we're going to teach the youth how to get busy with these tools and whatnot, how to make their own comics and their cartoons and all of that. So mine is working, man. I'm grateful for today. Today was monumental financially. It was a big W. Energetically, it was a great recharge. Um, Spiritually, it did good for the spirit. You know what I mean? I might even broke a few spells today. You know what I'm talking about? I might have broke a few spells and whatnot. It was just good. I didn't even have to even I was eating the energy, if that means anything. And I wasn't trying to feast. I was fasting for the most. I had some liquids. I was on my yacht, my Yaki Awaken shit. Liquids, my genius. I was on liquids. You know. I look forward to tomorrow, day 2. They say it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. Day 2, I'm gonna be working, even harder than today. But the love is definitely strong. The love is strong. The people are showing big love. Big love. They like, yo, when you getting up there to talk, not this one, brother, not this one. We are here, representing in service, with products. I'm talking about, and we building with the family. We soaking up all of the energy and sharing it as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a good day to be in this community. We don't always have great days, but this is a good day to be a part of this community. And even if you didn't make it, don't let me gloat. You didn't, you were represented, you know what I mean? You were represented. You'll be at something in the near future sooner than later. And, I'm just here to give you hope. And not hope of mean, because that's what they running with. Oh, let me put the website for the shirts. My bad. They running with hope of mean. There's never been so much hope in me peddled on these streets than what we see for Kamala, right? That's hope in me. You feel me? They was able to cook up a few keys of hope in me real quick, y'all. Think about that. Joe Biden wasn't necessarily hoping me. He was just, you know, people are diehard Democrats. It was like shit. We going down. It was like the Titan that was sinking with the Titanic. We going down with the captain. And we gonna be wrong and strong. That's how they was with Joe Biden. When they brought Sis on the screen, she was hoping me. So now our people have something to hope in. It doesn't have to be real. It doesn't have to, they're giving them the hope of me because they're giving them something to hope in. They're going to hope their way into the White House. Okay? They're gonna hope that she wins and she's able to beat this quote unquote this abomination. This abomination is coming to take up everybody's rights and to stop the party and whatnot. They're putting her on the Hopamine train. She can never be put on the same train that Obama was on because we chose Obama. He wasn't chosen for us. The way that Obama got the Hopamine of the people is he captured the people, right? She was captured and given to the people is different than how Kamala came in with her. Don't ever forget that. The way that she came in with her energy on Saturday. Imagine going to sleep on Saturday, niggas ain't fucking with you, and on Sunday morning that they are, right? That's crazy. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, you know what I mean? That's some Hindu voodoo, nigga. Like, let's talk about it. You know what I'm talking about? They did a ritual at that Indian nigga's marriage. The one that was big. She probably popped out of a cake or something. I need my internet. Get off of the Julio Fulio case and get on that. Cause after they had that big Indian wedding, now it's Team India. It's Team India. Was she at that wedding? Because everybody was at that wedding. I need to know, was she at the Indian billionaire's wedding? Because the nigga had a wedding for 2 months. That's how much bread he got. He got a wedding for 2 months. You feel me? He had superstars on just lining the stairs singing different songs as they walked by them and whatnot. It was crazy. So remember, they gave you the Kamala hype. The Obama hype was more organic. It was built up from the people saying, "Oh, we fuck with homie," right? And then when they turned on the media machine behind them, and then when they turned on the super donor machine behind them, and then when they turned all of their guns towards pumping him up and supporting him, the people jumped right on top of that. Kamala, different. They said that there was 400,000 women on Zoom, and if she raised a certain amount of money, and people bought that shit, and they was like, "Yo, we riding for Kamala," and she created Hopamine in the span of about 24 hours. She was the face of restoring the hope that people was about to go to bed saying, "Yo, I know old Joe gonna pull it off." You know what I mean? I know Crazy Joe he ain't going down without a fight, man. Motherfuckers was ready to go to the end of the guillotine with Joe Biden. And then they snatch Joe Biden up. They probably Homelander the nigga. They snatch Joe Biden up, not to be seen since. Yeah, think about it. They rolled the CGI out a few times, not to be seen since. The most laid low that I've ever seen of a president. I'm just, just adding that in there. This nigga's non-existent. And the Kamala shit was given to us. So we know that it's not real. But people needed the dopamine, and they opened up the hope gates. The dopamine gates. You know what I'm saying? They flooded niggas in this hope shit. So melanated women are going to the White House. Not Kamala. Melanated women are bum rushing Capitol Hill. Not Kamala. The Divine Nine, melanated women, all of their sisters and aunties, they running down on election day with stilettos on some Beyonce Cowboy Carter shit, on horses with as many people that's gonna pull the lever with them. They might even remember they was offering like free burgers if niggas got a shot in the arm. What do you think that Meg Thee Stallion influenced Atlanta is gonna offer for people to vote for Kamala if shit get real thick leading into November? You think about it. What do you think they're gonna start offering men who don't want to vote Kamala? How desperate do you think that they'll go? I think they'll go all the way. I think they'll go all the way. She got the mamas outside heavy. Yo, the mamas, Big Mama, Cowboy Carter. You know Cowboy Carter, she's brushing her horse. She's in the stable getting ready to get on the horse. She didn't even come outside the ranch yet, niggas. Cowboy Carter didn't even come outside on the horse yet, because when she pull up and when Michelle come through hopping out of the cyber truck, when Michelle hop out the cyber truck, you niggas is finished. You know what I'm talking about? Kamala's outside washing Donald up with a Meg Thee Stallion feature. How about that? Just to show you where shit is about to go. She's washing this nigga up, and she just got a Meg Thee Stallion Quavo feature. She took round one. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't been the same ever since. No, I'm just saying. She got the aunties outside, and they decided on Zoom, right? That they say, you know what? We got a chance to take the White House. And this bitch is gonna run the fucking play. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck is you mean? What do you mean? We don't have it's dopamine time. It's time to take a shot, my niggas. Fuck all of that other shit that we was talking about. RFK Jr. Nah. They like, we gonna rush the fucking gates. The aunties is like, yo, we gonna make a run for it. That Trump shit sound good, but the aunties got a moment to stun on these niggas and to be the president of the United States. You niggas better get out the way. Stop playing with these people, bro. You don't want to be the face of the resistance. That's all I'm saying. Let somebody else resist they shit. But they're making a run for the White. I don't give a fuck who she married to. She's Olivia Pope in their eyes. She's okay by them. They're desensitized to the mammy shit. They're desensitized to the bedwinchery. You can't stick that on her. She's not. She's half Indian, nigga. That shit is not flying. She is down with the Divine Nine. She's a Howard graduate. They understand what that means, bro. She's fucking stamped. Whatever black means, whatever it means, because it's non-definable at the moment, but whatever it means, what I do know, graduating Howard makes you black. Whatever it means, you fuck doing the paperwork, It changes your status to an honorary black if you graduate Howard. I don't give a fuck if you're from Czechoslovakia, nigga. You see these white boys that's in the NBA? You know what I'm talking about? You niggas don't see color when they outside getting busy and whatnot. You know, no. She's as melanated as they need her to be. You're not gonna, none of that shit is gonna stick. Melanated women have made their mind up for the next 4 years. They want the body autonomy overturned. They want they want that fluid shit to keep fluided in. They don't want Project 2025. Like, yo, somebody got to give Taraji an Emmy because the BET Awards, she laid out a few landmines. 3 things. She had Kamala with her talking about they not like us. She had the Kamala plug. Once I saw that, I knew where we was going. I said, oh, nah, they about to, oh, hell no. They about to run the play with Kamala. She's too many places. We went from never seeing her to her being on the balloon popping show. That's how many places she was at. She was on one of them 20v1s. She came out and all of them niggas popped the balloon. She was everywhere. She was with Quavo. She was at Team USA shoot around. She pulled up to the Essence Fest. She was at the BT Awards with Taraji. And then Taraji was with her on the BT talking about they not like us. And she used the word extremists. Then that's one. Then two, Taraji said everybody needs to pull their phone out and Google Project 2025. Do you know I looked on the Google Trends of that day and that shit spiked about 400% in terms of searching? Yo, they went crazy searching that. So Taraji introduced that PSYOP, or she introduced that Project 2025 conversation into our community. Because remember, nothing is real until we look at it. Nothing is real until we pay attention to it. Nothing is real until we speak on it, right? When we start speaking on it through our tongues and our words, and we put it on the airwaves and the frequency, that's when it becomes real. So when she spoke it out and our people start speaking about it, then it began to become more realer. They made the person step down. Donald Trump denounced it. All of these theatrics, you won't never know until the day of. If he never gets into office, I guess you'll never know. And if he gets into office, you'll just have to wait and see if they implement that shit or not. But what I do know is that when our people started focusing on that shit, you know, started giving it a lot of press, a lot of it started getting into the mouths of a lot of people, which is not a good thing because it literally spread amongst millions of people, whereas it was just known by a few hundred of people at one time. But then Taraji said it and she put it on a global scale, right? The Democrats had to be the script writers behind that show, the BT Awards, especially with her as the host. Simone Biles, she donated 4 million to Kamala, right? They got European Republicans already jumping ship and going with Kamala. They're like, nah, we're gonna shuffle the deck. We doing it, we're gonna do this women run. Fuck that. These niggas is destroying the world. We don't have no more runs. We don't have that many more runs at this shit. Like, women are gonna consolidate collectively around the idea of the matriarch running shit. That is the creed of the Aquarian age. That's why I'm asking people, like, is the Aquarian age not saying that's the most Aquarian outcome is she becomes the president, because that will usher in this, that would signify that we are definitely in Aquarian age and not Donald Trump. So you have to ask yourself, how do you want the timeline to go? I mean, are you in alignment with the timeline, or are you still fighting things with the old way of seeing things? You're weighing this against old values. Like if this nigga's gonna cut you a check or do something for you. And once again, I'm not a politician. I don't have no horse in either race, but there has to be a victor in this chess game. And I'm just giving you from what I see through the eyes that I'm seeing it through. There's an apparent chess play. There's an apparent victor in this quote unquote chess game that's becoming more apparent by the day. You know, if she smokes him in the debate, that's where a lot of the fate lies in that debate that's coming up on September 10th. If she gets to smoke homie on stage and break him out of character, yeah, you might see you might see a November upset. And this shit is gonna have motherfucking garlic naan in the White House. G. Joe, we did it. You know, and this shit gonna go bonkers, it'll just go very Roman quickly, shit. It'll go super Roman, you know. They'll start calling back the passport bros. Yo, bring them niggas home. Bring them back. Yeah, bring them back. Yeah, we're gonna, bring them back. You know, close the borders. But who knows? As we move forward, I'm not out here trying to be Nostradamus. You know what I mean? I heard they had the scores and the odds on FanDuel. Let's go get some bread. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go get some bread. Let's go bet on some shit on FanDuel and get some money and whatnot. Because it's all predictable. It's all predictable. It's all theater. At the end of the day, it's all theater. But I see them moving the the media machine in a direction where when the media begins to turn on Trump, it's gonna be kind of ugly. You feel me? Because they really are the ones that hold the power, especially what they consider to be right wing media. If Fox or any of these quote unquote established media outlets, they kind of like Trump needs their propagandized support. He don't need them to say, yo, this nigga is gonna get smashed, right? Or he's slipping, and then he got drama with a few of them. Yeah, he better he better watch out, you know. Dennis said, just imagine if Harris win, ghetto females gonna feel like Thanos. Oh man. Yeah, just like I said, stay inside, play the Purple Like Prince album for about 2 weeks, my geniuses, and then come outside. Like just if she went, just lay low. Just get some soul music, smoke some Chiba and whatnot, and just chill. You know what I'm saying? Just chill. I would DoorDash this shit and just let it blow over. All of the twerking at the, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot of twerking at the stoplights. It's gonna be a lot of booty cheeks smacking. What are we gonna have? Yeah, a lot of horns honking. A lot of we did it, Joe's. Van Jones, he will be crying, and so will Eva Marjalis, whatever her name is, Eva. She'll be crying as well as some of the housewives. It's gonna be a fucking mess, you know. It's gonna be the typical Tyler Perry production, you know. It's gonna be the typical Tyler Perry. Yeah, Sexy Red at the White House. Glorilla. You know what I'm saying, with Meg and them and whatnot. You know, they gonna make Cardi B make up with some of them. I don't know. It's just gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. You know, and really, people are now faced with the let's listen to this because y'all might think that I'm trying to campaign low key or something, but people are now faced with a visible future. There could be so much. It has so many different aspects to it. It's literally like light and day. You got the Trump bro. You know, it's the Trump reality where it's Project 2025. It's Trump and the white bros. It's the white supremacy. It's the neo Nazis. It's the Christian right. You know what I mean? It's weird shit. Or you get Kamala. You get Taraji at the White House. You get Meg at the inauguration. You get all the sisters from the AKAs on the front line of the inauguration. They in Capitol Hill now. You get Doug and his family. You know, her husband Doug, right? He's the first husband, Doug, right? You get a lot of shit. You could with Kamala, you get all the fluidity. You know what I'm saying? So the Rainbow Coalition, you know, the Rainbow White Walkers, they riding for her. You get to continue the situation overseas and provide all of this aid and tippy toe your way through accountability. They get to keep that shit going. You get to keep corporate America, the Black Rocks and all of them to continue to pillage shit while you just play like, you know, like, yeah. So all of these things are going to weigh heavy on the minds of people in our culture, you know, people in our culture more so than people in other cultures. But I know for our culture, we're going to be looking at a lot of factors, you know, but they've made it interesting, more interesting than it was when it was Sleepy Joe. They've made it more quote unquote, they changed the variables. They've quote unquote shaking it up a bit. You feel me? Not too much, but a bit. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, the Donald Trump shit is kind of in the bag already. If he's not elected president, he's kind of already in this type of messianic, Messiah-like, you know, place with his people, with his following. You know what I mean? Like it could transcend politics, even though his main goal is definitely to be president so he could become emperor. So, you know, who knows? But we'll explore this more. We'll get into it more. Like I said, this is the recap for the meeting of the masters, and I am Brother Red Pill. I want to thank everybody for being in the building with us tonight. Once again, this is sponsored by the Mark 125th, where you can get your shirts at. All right, your meeting of the masters, the master teacher shirts. We have Dr. Sabi, we have Bobby Hemmett, and we also have Dr. Africa. Okay, so scan the QR code on your phone and it will bring you right to the site. The site is the mark125.com, the mark125.com. And with that being said, we're going to end this with the Facts Remix, Red and Blue Purple like Prince. All right. Love and light. We may broadcast tomorrow for sacrilegious Sundays, you know, and Melanin Mondays. So tap in. All right. Make sure you hit the notification. If you're not a member of the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Shout out to all of our new subscribers in the building. Salute to y'all. If you're not a subscriber, make sure that you become one. And we will see you very soon. Peace, love, and light.
Red, blue, purple light. Red, blue, purple light. Friends, facts. Red and blue, purple light. Friends. then Monday you can get to know the legend. My love, just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road, you better stay on your toes. I was till the land, focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.